Hi guys, it's Brandon here, and in today's video, I'm going to take you inside of the Bayview Resort. Now, we're going to break down the gross rental income, all of those operating expenses, and your profit and loss. We're going to cover what's called a profit and loss statement for renting out a successful 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom oceanfront condo right here at the Bayview. We're also going to hop into your appreciation on these units. How well have they historically performed in the last 10 years? Additionally, we're going to hop into depreciation, just how much you can write off on your taxes, taxable income deductions. And also, guys, of course, we'll cover some variants. Now, we're going to take you into an oceanfront condo, a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, that's making $100,000 a year. Yes, I found 2 different oceanfront condos over here, one making $100,000, another one making $98,000. The 3-bedroom, 3-bathrooms here are phenomenal. It is one of the best places to invest in the Myrtle Beach market. We're also going to dive into a lot of the topics that you're interested in: 1031 like-kind exchanges, cash out refis, the whole growing wealth and building wealth strategies that you can use. Now, I don't want your next investment to be a bad investment. I don't want your first investment to be a flop. You gotta watch the video to the end so that you become a savvy Myrtle Beach oceanfront condo investor. It's just that simple, guys. I don't want your first experience to get stifled. You don't have good financials. You can't get financing on the next property. I really don't want you to get set back. I want you to do well, and it's crucial that you get your first Myrtle Beach oceanfront condo investment right. So you got to watch the video to the end. You have to text me and email me and call me with questions and concerns, because I get text and emails all the time from people just like you looking to invest in the Myrtle Beach market. So I don't care if you're 1 year, 6 months out, 3 years out, give me a call. Send me a text message, shoot me an email, or hop on a live Zoom conference call so that I can get your questions answered. 843-360-1737. Now, I don't want to hold us up. Let's get into the video now. You'd like to invest in an oceanfront condo at a beach resort. I'd like to show you how they make profit and break down all their expenses so you understand how they operate, how they appreciate over time, and how to choose the right property manager for your goals. I'd also like to let you know what your HOA includes, how the location best services the tourist booking your unit, how your tourist can navigate the area to the best attractions, restaurants, and local events. I'd like to give you a market report on the resort that you're checking out today so that you make savvy investment decisions. And if you stay tuned until the end, I'll show you my top picks for the units that have appreciated the most in our market or generated the most gross rental income. So no matter if you're a first-time investor, a seasoned professional transitioning into the real estate game, or simply a casual investor who wants to buy an oceanfront condo to rent out while you're not using it for vacation. Whether you've got 15% to pay down because you're financing or you're a cash buyer, if it's an oceanfront condo you're after, you'll be better because I'm aiming to give you a 10 times return on your time for watching this video to the end. Now, guys, we're on site today right here at the Bayview Resort. It's straight ahead and right in front of us. I did want to show you the parking deck. It's literally just a street back. We're just now leaving the parking deck. Let's get in here and check out the Bayview Resort. It's the building straight ahead right there. Now, you'll see a beach access right here. I kind of zoom in for you. See that? That's going to take you to the boardwalk, which is, it's called the Myrtle Beach Boardwalk and Promenade. It is a historic landmark feature of our area. It does take you into some excellent arcades and restaurants and all kinds of stuff, which is phenomenal. I do want to show you what's around here. You've got the Ocean 5 Hotel directly across the street. Way off in the distance, just this way, let me get past this tree so you can see it. You've got the Holiday Sands North, as you can see there. And then, of course, we've got Bayview right here. Across the street here, you have another smaller property. And then you do have, you zoom in right here, you've got Fifth and Ocean, which is another little, see that there, another little project. Now, down in the distance, if you look way down Ocean Boulevard, you'll see spinning right there the Skywall. That's how close you are to it. So, again, I would say that that Bayview is a phenomenal Phenomenal investment due to its location. You're right here on the boardwalk. You're right down from the Skywheel, which it's hard to beat, you know. It's right in the center of all the action. Now, you got a Starbucks on site right here, as you can see. There is a parking lot right there to the right. This is where everybody's unloading pretty much. There's a little fitness center right up top right there on that second floor. You can see people sitting out there drinking their coffee. This is where everyone unloads and goes into the elevators. And then you have your front office right here. Registration. It's literally straight ahead. There you go, guys. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can enjoy and increase the passive income of your oceanfront condo through the 20 to 22 million tourists that visit the #2 vacation destination on the East Coast each year. Not only can you enjoy the equity paid for by visiting tourists, but you can also anticipate the over 100% appreciation experience at many of the oceanfront resorts in our market during the recent decade. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can depreciate them, reducing your overall tax burden, keeping more money for you and your loved ones, and ensuring unnecessary taxes aren't paid. All right, let's get in unit 1003AB right here at the Bayview Resort. All right, this is our B side. Now, as soon as you walk in, you will notice mini fridge, sink, microwave. One of the doors is missing here, but the listing agent just let me know that they've got somebody bringing that over. You will notice tile as soon as you come in. Obviously, the restroom, granite countertops, single vanity, tub, shower combo. You do have some nice LVP flooring that was put in. You do have 2 beds, 2 full-size beds, which is great. Flat screen TV, of course, and your own closet. There you go. Balcony here with a nice ocean view. Kind of take a look around. You also have a street view. The big thing is you can see that ocean. So that's the B side of the unit. Now let's walk through. Here is 1003A. All right, as soon as you walk in, you will notice the first bedroom on the left, flat screen TV, closet. As you can see, smaller beds here, double beds, balcony. And again, you're much closer to that ocean. Take a look around. And that wraps it up for our first bedroom. We do have here our washer and dryer stackable. We do have, as you can see, this is the entrance to the kitchen. There's also a restroom here, tub shower combo, vanity, kitchen, microwave, refrigerator, stove, dual sink, dishwasher, all stainless steel. We've got a bar here, as you can see. Very nice bar, nice tables, dining table, flat screen TV on the wall, and of course the living room furniture. Now for our master, as you can see, that floor to ceiling window, that is a money maker in my opinion. Hands down, this gives this unit a competitive advantage. It does have its own entrance right on to the balcony, as you can see here. We have a safe on the wall here. We do have a closet here. And of course, your own restroom, single vanity, tub shower combo, as you can see here. All right, guys, let's get out onto the balcony. Again, some more floor to ceiling windows, which in my opinion give you a competitive advantage. It's always a nice perk. And of course, you do have tile right outside on the balcony. What's going on, Glenn? How are you, buddy? And of course, that does connect to the master. You can see here. Plenty of beach right in front of you. Look at that coastline. Well, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for Unit 1003 A and B right here at the Bayview Resort. In this video, I've shown you the resort, explained the property, and given you a walkthrough of the property. But next, I'll cover the accommodations and amenities offered by the resort and give you a walkthrough of the amenities so you can see why tourists choose oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Then I'll discuss on-site versus off-site management so that you learn how to maximize profitability on your unit and avoid the pitfalls other investors have made. Then I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. All right, let's check out some of these amenities, guys. Whoa. Lots of pools, lazy rivers, and tons of fun. And as you can see here, this must be the fire pit that they were talking about. The really cool thing is, this puts you literally right on the boardwalk. As you can see right here, guys, that's the boardwalk right there. Let's look and see just how close the boardwalk is. Beautiful grassy area out here, as you can see. And you are literally just seconds away from the Myrtle Beach Boardwalk and Promenade. And of course, the ocean is right there. Shuffleboard, one of the on-site perks. As you can see here, guys, and not a bad view. Check that out. Not a bad place to hang out and play a little bit of shuffleboard. Super cool. Let's check out the fitness center, guys. Not bad that it's up high on this deck. That's pretty cool. Let's take a quick view. Again, nice view. Pretty cool little deck here. Great little spot to work out in, huh? And as you can see, they've got great fitness equipment right here. Let's go check out that Starbucks. As you can see on a Friday, this place is busy. 20 to 22 million tourists visit our market each year for places just like this. Let's get in here and see Starbucks. It's literally just like Starbucks. Now, on-site versus off-site property management, very simply, guys, you always want to self-manage. You do not want to hand your profits over to a property management company. Plus, if you're serious about building a robust portfolio, well, guys, guess what? You taking the helm and doing this the first year or two is going to provide you with the experience that you need in order to better understand your investment and your money. So that way, when you do hand it off to a property manager, you'll know what to look for if they're doing a good job or not. Additionally, no one's going to manage your property like you are. And I will tell you, if you're thinking to yourself that you don't have time because you have a full-time job and you can't handle anything else, then you're wrong. You need to get focused. You need to get self-disciplined. You need to get serious with yourself about your future and your retirement. Now, here's the deal. Matt Freeze owned 11 oceanfront condos, and he owns a mortgage brokerage. He's got a full-time day job and manages his oceanfront condos from his phone and his laptop. Gosha Cook owns 15 oceanfront condos, 2 commercial properties, and a long-term rental. Manages them. She leverages technology. She also owns a property management company and has 110 doors that she's responsible for. The point is that, very simply, lots of people are managing this type of rental right from their phone. They're syncing their calendar with their cleaning lady's calendar. And, she's going and cleaning that unit. They're handling guests through automated text messages and emails right there on the platform. It is not rocket science. You can completely run this from your phone and your laptop. And you can be out of state. Matt Freeze is out of state. There are plenty of out-of-state investors that buy these condos and manage them all the time. Do I run into a lot of husband-wife couples that do this? Absolutely. If that's you, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because this is the fastest growing area out of the 150 most populated areas in the entire United States for the last 3 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. This helps to insulate our market from many of the ups and downs that the rest of our nation's real estate market experiences. This can help you have a more stable rental property. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because they have a tremendous upside when compared to money market accounts and the stock market, due to the appreciation they earn and the potential of higher annual yields through their gross rental income when compared to these other investments. Money market accounts and the stock market don't have the upside of added appreciation. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because while our prices have risen and have held their value, we're also much cheaper than other places like Florida. Where else can you go and find an oceanfront condo for as little as $100,000? If you're getting into the real estate game or expanding your current portfolio, the bang for your buck is sitting right on the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina oceanfront. Stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, your HOA fee is going to include electric in the common area, water and sewer, trash pickup, elevator service, pool service, landscape lawn, insurance, legal and accounting, primary antenna and cable TV, electric in the unit, internet access, and pest control. Here are the attractions that create the strongest draw for your guests. Now, Barefoot Landing in North Myrtle Beach is a vibrant waterfront destination that seamlessly blends shopping, dining, and entertainment. Now, set along the Intercoastal Waterway, this expansive complex features over 100 specialty shops and boutiques, offering everything from fashion and accessories to unique gifts and coastal treasures. Culinary enthusiasts can indulge in a diverse array of restaurants, including the upscale Greg Norman Australian Grill, the lively Lulu's Beach Arcade and Ropes Course, and the family-friendly Crooked Hammock Brewery, known for its craft beers and relaxed atmosphere. Entertainment options abound with venues like the Alabama Theater, showcasing musical performances, and the House of Blues, hosting concerts and events. Now, families can explore attractions like Alligator Adventure, one of the largest reptile facilities in the world, or enjoy seasonal events like Summerfest and holiday fireworks. Whether you're seeking a leisurely stroll, a shopping spree, or an evening of live entertainment, Barefoot Landing offers a memorable experience for visitors of all ages. Broadway at the beach. It's another excellent tourist attraction. It's only 5 minutes away. Guys, it is 350 acres of fun. Let me tell you, fireworks shows and boat rides and Wonderworks and Wahlburgers and Dave & Buster's, and there's just so much to do. You don't want to miss it. They got a new area out there where the Hangout is, another great little restaurant. They've got golf you can play. Like little putt-putt golf. It's a lot of fun. Now, the Greg Rouse Legacy Theater is a premier entertainment venue that offers a unique and intimate live performance experience. Founded by acclaimed entertainer Greg Rouse, the theater showcases a variety of shows, including the popular Music and Memories series, which features a world-class cast and band performing beloved songs from past decades. Each performance is 100% live and changes nightly, ensuring a fresh experience for returning guests. The theater has been recognized as WMBF's Best Show of the Grand Strand in 2024, highlighting its commitment to quality entertainment. With a seating capacity of 800, the venue provides an intimate setting that fosters a sense of community and connection between performers and the audience. In addition to its diverse musical offerings, the theater honors military personnel and first responders with special discounts, and during the summer offers promotions such as 2 free child tickets with the purchase of an adult ticket. The Greg Rouse Legacy Theater stands as a testament to Rouse's dedication to creating memorable, family-friendly entertainment that resonates with audiences of all ages. Pirates Voyage. Now, guys, they are doing acrobatics. It's a red team and a blue team of pirates, and they are jumping in the water. They are playing with fire. They are getting all of the guests involved. It is a dinner show. And while you're having dinner and they're serving you great food, they're getting you involved in what they're doing. It is a lot of fun. Your kids, your family is going to enjoy it so much. You don't want to miss the Pirates Voyage. The Alabama Theater, nestled in North Myrtle Beach, Barefoot Landing, has been a premier entertainment venue since its inception in 1993 by the renowned country music band Alabama. Celebrated as the #1 live entertainment theater in the area, it offers a diverse array of performances that captivate audiences of all ages. From February through October, the theater showcases its signature variety show, Iconic, a dynamic production featuring a blend of country, pop, rock, and Broadway hits, complemented by state-of-the-art visuals and choreography. As the holiday season approaches, the venue transforms to present the South's grandest Christmas show, a festive extravaganza filled with traditional and contemporary holiday music, dance, and comedy. Throughout the year, the Alabama Theater also hosts an impressive lineup of guest artists, including notable names like Josh Turner, the Oak Ridge Boys, and Jay Leno, ensuring a memorable experience for every visitor. With its commitment to high-quality performances and family-friendly atmosphere, the Alabama Theater remains a must-visit destination for those seeking top-tier entertainment in the Grand Strand region. The House of Blues in North Myrtle Beach, located at Barefoot Landing, is a premier entertainment venue that combines live music, Southern-inspired cuisine, and vibrant atmosphere. Established in 1997, this 59,000-square-foot facility features a 2-level music hall with a standing capacity of 3,500 and seating for 500 people, hosting a variety of concerts and events throughout the year. Now, the venue includes a restaurant and a bar that offers signature dishes like voodoo shrimp and jambalaya, alongside craft cocktails and an extensive beer selection. Additional spaces, such as the deck, provide outdoor seating with live music and happy hour specials. With its unique blend of music, food, and art, the House of Blues offers an unforgettable experience for visitors and locals alike. Now, same thing goes for medieval times. It is a dinner show with knights, and they're fighting, and there's swords, and there's horses, and they are having a blast out there, getting you involved in that, in all that fun. Now, the Skywheel, a major Myrtle Beach landmark up the road. The Boardwalk and Promenade, another major landmark. Tanger Outlets, if you want to shop, that's where you want to go. Market Common. Now, Market Common is a city within a city. Guys, there's upscale shopping, White House Black Market, Southern Living. I mean, you name it, it's there. There's bookstores and movie theaters. They do all kinds of little festivals. Across the street is a $1.3 million playground called Savannah's Playground. You don't want to miss it. It's probably one of the most desirable places in our market to live. Now, Myrtle Beach International Airport, 15 minutes up the road. Let's get into golf. Dunes Golf and Beach Club. You gotta go. It is luxury golf at its finest. You definitely want to check it out. It's right there, oceanfront. Beautiful greens, an excellent place to play golf. Myrtlewood Golf Club, World Tour Golf Links, guys, is going to have holes from some of the best courses around the world. And of course, there's Top Golf. You do not want to miss Top Golf, guys. There's individual lanes set up to go out, and it's a driving range. You have a blast. There's restaurants. They serve you food, friends, family. It's the kind of thing that you want to do. Get a group of your friends together and go out and hit that driving range. You won't regret it. It'll be a lot of fun. Again, only just a few minutes up the road. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. All right, guys, now let's talk about lockout units right here at the Bayview Resort. Guys, essentially, the lockout units allow for a multi-rental strategy. In other words, you can rent out both sides of the unit and market it 3 different ways, which gives it a competitive advantage compared to other units, in my opinion. So you've got a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom. One side is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom with like a half kitchen. The other side is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom with a full kitchen. So you can list it on Airbnb as a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Somebody can rent out the whole thing, both sides. Or you can list it as a 1-bedroom and a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. A 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So it allows you to be able to cater to a much larger audience, which in my opinion is why these 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom lockout units over at Bayview Resort do so well. We're talking $100,000 in gross rental income. I found another unit that made $98,000 in gross rental income. So that kind of explains why they rent so well. They have this lockout, it's a lockout unit. So it gives you you can rent it in multiple ways on Airbnb, VRBO, and Booking.com. Now, the location of Bayview is why it rents out so well, hands down. It's in the center of everything. You're minutes away from Broadway at the beach. You're in the middle of all the downtown hustle and bustle and the traffic. It does not have great on-site amenities. It's got a fire pit and some pools. Nothing major. No water park, no anything. It's primarily the location that causes this unit to rent out so well. So if you're targeting families, yes, there are plenty of families that stay here. Absolutely. I would imagine that the amenities over at Dunes Village with that water park, or the Breakers with their water park, would probably be a much bigger draw for families. I would imagine that Bayview would capture a different audience. Retirees, people, couples, things like that, just because of the location primarily. Now, yes, there are families that rent here, but again, the amenities at some other resorts are why families are drawn to those areas, in my opinion, more. Here, it's all about the location. It's access to the boardwalk, which if I turn like this, you can kind of see right here. It's back behind me here. You're literally right here at the boardwalk, which is super, super cool. And then, of course, access to the Sky Wheel, which is just down the street, walking distance, which is why a lot of people want to book here and stay here. Now, let's talk through appreciation right here at the Bayview Resort, guys. In 2014, if you'd have purchased a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, the average unit sold for $240,666. You fast forward to 2024, well, guess what? They were selling for $483,000. That's a total of $242,334 in appreciation. Guys, that is, in 10 years, $24,000 a year you're making in appreciation on the back end. Not to mention the $35,893.90 that you're making every year in annual profits. Additionally, you're not paying taxes on $17,418. Guys, there is no way around it. Oceanfront condos are a big winner when it comes to real estate investing. They beat out long-term rentals. They beat out other short-term rentals that are seasonal, that you can't rent out all the time. Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos give you a good mix. They give you some of that upside of the stock market without all the risk. Hands down, in my opinion, they're one of the best investments that you can do in our market. Now let's talk about your variance right here at the Bayview Resort. Let's talk about how other units are performing here, other top units. Guys, I found a unit, 1603 A and B in 2023. It made $100,000 in gross rental income. I found another unit, 1109, between 2022 and 2023. It brought in $98,217. Guys, that's an average gross rental income of $99,103 and a variance of $1,783. It seems to me that the top units are consistently performing around that $100,000 mark, which in my mind is an excellent signal and should be the primary reason why you invest in an oceanfront condo. Hands down, you always want to go back to the numbers. The numbers, not the reviews, not what people are saying on the street about it, not how far is Broadway at the beach, the attractions. The gross rental income provides the demand for the unit. It's that simple and that easy. If people are renting it, the market's telling you you've got a product that works. That's where you want to put your money. Now, what's the secret about concierge services? All right, guys, well, the point is to have concierge services. I once had a client that was featured in Forbes magazine. She had a unit over at the Sea Mist Resort. She made $33,000 with this unit. It did have a nice jacuzzi jet tub. She offered these packages to her clients, and it drove the gross rental income of the unit up. You know, basically bathrobes on the bed, rose petals, towel swans, chocolate, a gift for him, a gift for her, you know, vacation packages. You know, and you could do them themed, of course, you know, for people on their honeymoon and stuff like that. It's an excellent offering. You set up a direct booking website. They go right to your website. You have 3 packages, a 500, a 1,000, a 1,500, and they all include more things. And for the convenience of all of it being planned, in other words, you bought tickets, you contacted your cleaning lady, you gave her $100, and you had her go by, you know, go and order all this stuff for you. You know, order tickets to Pirates Voyage for 2. Dinner show, order a gift, get a gift card to this restaurant here for 2, you know, get tickets to the country music festival, get, you know, and all the little things, all the little different things that it'd be super simple and super easy that people want to go do in our market. Well, if you go ahead and take care of all of that, you've got it set up in a nice little envelope, it's sitting on the nightstand for them, it's on the counter as soon as they walk in, they've got a concierge experience. And they're going to have an excellent time on their vacation. And they're going to come back, and that's going to build repeat business year over year. And they didn't have to think about it. They didn't have to plan it. You send them an automated email. You signed up for package X. It includes this, 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 and this. We've already got your tickets. We got this. It's going to be on the nightstand for you, blah, 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 blah. Guys, it's simple and easy. And if you do 10 of those at $1,500, we're talking about an extra $15,000 at the end of the year in gross rental income. And all you did was set up a direct booking website, put a web page up, a landing page with 3 different packages, let them choose one, let them process their credit card right there online. You just offered it to them in addition to their rental when they signed up on Airbnb. You told your cleaning lady, hey, here's $100, go and get all these things for me and leave them in the room for this guest. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, do I buy this property as a second home, or do I buy it as an investment property? Well, guys, if you're going to use it, you might want to buy it as a second home. I'd say if you're going to use it 6 months out of the year, buy it as a second home. It's going to give you a cheaper interest rate, a lower down payment, you know, but you can only rent it out 180 days out of the year. Now, if you're in the game to make money and you're not really going to use it, or you're going to use it just a few weekends or a few weeks out of the year, then you probably want to buy it as an investment property. It's going to be at least 20%, most likely 25% down. It's going to have a higher interest rate. The bank knows you're making money. They want to make money with you. And you can rent it out, you know, 365 days a year. So you have no limits on renting it out. Now, if you buy it as a second home, it's got to be at least 75 miles from your primary residence. Additionally, you do have to occupy it at least 3 weeks out of the year. Now, remodeling your unit. Here's what investors do time and time again, guys. I see it all the time. I help investors do it. They use my contractors. It's so simple, it's so easy, and it applies to more than just oceanfront condos. It applies to real estate in general. People buy underperforming assets, properties, fix them up, and sell them. That's a fix and a flip. It's not rocket science. It's very logical. It's very simple. You buy a property that's ran down, you put some money into it, you sell it for more than you bought it for, and more than the remodel cost. It's the same principle that you're doing here, except for you're just renting it out first for a few years while you hold it, and then you turn around and sell it. Now, you always want to buy the underperforming asset with the ugly carpet, you know, the horrible countertops, you know, the one that's ran down and looks disgusting. you want to buy that one. You want to put some money into it. I won't say always, always, always. If you're using financing and you can find one that's remodeled, it's most likely a smarter move. But for the most part, the strategy is simple. You buy an underperforming asset, you remodel it, and then you rent it out. You design it with all the top-notch design touches of the top 5% Airbnb properties, that are on the market. You make sure that you're better than all the competition. An accent wall with a fireplace and a mantle. You got popping, contrasting colors that catch people's eyes and attention on Airbnb. It has a very modern and a very trendy look. Like, listen, there's a game that you've got to play when you're attracting guests and rentals. You can't make the property look like whatever your tastes are and expect it to perform like a top 5%. You're catering to the masses. You're catering to a specific demographic, a specific audience. And there are key elements, like you want to have desk in the room for the kids. You want to have a little game station. You want to have a telescope by the balcony to drink wine and watch the stars. You want to advertise all that stuff in your listing. You want to have a coffee station for the mornings when they wake up. There's certain elements to this that really, really work, guys. And if you do it, you make great money. Yvonne, a client of mine, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. I can't stop talking about her. She bought an oceanfront condo for almost $600,000, a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom over at Ocean Reef. She remodeled it. She had it off the market for at least 2.5 months. When she bought the condo, it was making $104,400 in her first 12 months. Remember, she had it off the market for 2.5 months. So that means in less than 12 months, technically, 8.5 months, 9.5 months, whatever. Guess what? She made $140,000 in gross rental income and cleared $30,000 profit. She increased her gross rental income by $36,000 just her first year. She recouped the entire remodel plus some. Was it worth it to remodel the property? Absolutely. Is she already halfway there for a cash out refi? You better believe it. She's already improved the property. Now she's just got to wait a few years and let it appreciate and pull the money out of it, and she can go buy another one. Now, anyways, the point is the remodels work, guys. The top-notch products perform. It gets you winter rentals during the winter months. It makes you stand out and take market share, and you can charge a whole lot more money for a much larger and nicer condo that is in high demand. It's that simple and that easy. 1031 like-kind exchange, a very, very hot topic and one that many investors are interested in. Yes, you can do them with oceanfront condos. A 1031 exchange, named after Section 1031 of the IRS code, allows real estate investors to defer paying capital gains taxes when they sell an investment property, as long as they reinvest the proceeds into a like-kind property of equal or greater value within a specific time frame. The key rules include identifying the replacement property within 45 days and closing on it within 180 days of the sale. Now, this strategy helps investors grow their portfolios more efficiently by deferring taxes and leveraging their equity. But it requires careful planning and the use of a qualified intermediary to handle the transaction. Guys, I have a qualified intermediary for you that I would like to introduce to you to help facilitate your 1031 like-kind exchange. It's that simple and that easy. If you're interested in purchasing properties and you're concerned about capital gains tax, this is a viable strategy that many investors use to build wealth. Get in contact with me. It's 843-360-1737, and I can help you with that 1031 like-kind exchange. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories. Now let's talk through low HOAs versus high HOAs. Let's talk through special assessments and kind of the correlation and how this all plays out. Now, people, first-time investors generally want a low HOA resort because they feel like it's less risk. I'm going to completely debunk that for you in just a minute. So I had a client ask me, well, how do I avoid getting hit with a bunch of special assessments? And she was basically working through the understanding that when you have an HOA that has a super low fee, most likely they're not setting aside money in reserves. In fact, most likely they're probably not running the business portion of the HOA well. They're not building up a cushion in case things happen and they need to fix it. Now, generally the higher HOAs are at resorts that have healthy businesses, and they're collecting, instead of setting aside every month when you pay your HOA dues, they are collecting reserves. Now, those reserves will go to take care of, most likely, items that need to be fixed and are repaired on site. Now, would you rather pay $50 or $100 a month towards the reserves in your HOA payment, maybe even $150 a month? Or would you rather get hit with a $15,000 special assessment? In my opinion, it's smarter to pay it incrementally. It's not such a big blow. It's already accounted for, and they're setting money aside in the reserves so that they don't have to issue you a special assessment. With a lower HOA fee, they're going to issue you special assessments anytime something breaks or needs to be fixed. Is it better to have a low HOA fee and get hit with multiple assessments throughout the year or a few years in a row that eat through your profits, or just to go ahead and invest in a place that has a higher HOA fee that is putting aside money in reserves to take care of those things so that you don't have to have special assessments over and over and over again each and every year? So, in my opinion, it is more risk. In my opinion, it is more risk to purchase a lower tier oceanfront condo at a lower tier resort with lower HOA fees. It is because there's a lot more competition in the lower end of the market. Those smaller units, there's a huge supply of them. They don't appreciate as well, so there's nothing to really carry you through on the back. If you have a lean year or you get a bunch of special assessments or something hits you, there's nothing really to carry you through if you don't make a lot of profits on the smaller oceanfront condos, as opposed to the larger oceanfront condos that appreciate much better, and they can carry you through some of those lean years. Over the lifetime of the investment, you are still okay if you have a few years where you only make $5,000 profit, $10,000 profit, whatever, on those larger oceanfront condos, $15,000 profit on those leaner years, because they appreciate so well on the back end. It carries you through. You don't have that cushion with a smaller oceanfront condo. I ran numbers, I think it was over at the Dunes Village, on a guy, he was selling his condo. If he would have sold it as asking price, we're looking at $54,000 in appreciation while he owned that condo a year. That's substantial appreciation. As where the smaller oceanfront condos don't appreciate nearly as well, you'd be lucky to get $100,000. Or you'd be doing well at $100,000 appreciation for owning it 7, 8, 9, 10 years versus owning a larger oceanfront condo for 10 years and you're getting $300,000 in appreciation. So there's a lot more cushion in the appreciation aspect of it that's going to carry you overall if you look at everything, the annual profits, and appreciation combined. If you look at both, there's a lot more cushion in those larger oceanfront condos. So, thinking through risk, people at low tier or resorts that are afraid of high HOA fees, and they think they justify it in their mind going, I'm taking less risk by buying something that's cheaper because it's less money out of pocket that I have to spend. Technically, they're positioning themselves to have the highest amount of competition, to have the lowest amount of hedge and appreciation, and to get hit with lots of special assessments. Because their HOA is not setting money aside in the reserve account. Now you tell me what sense that makes, buying a low-tier oceanfront condo with a low HOA fee, all because you're afraid to take on more risk. You're technically taking on more risk. All right, so if you have a 401k and you have retirement funds, but not enough to live off of, which many Americans are in that boat, because a 401k was never designed for you to retire off of. It was an account for executives to be able to stash away some extra cash, and it got turned into a quote-unquote retirement account. But there's generally, unless you have a ridiculous amount of money in that 401k, it's not going to be enough money for you to retire on. This is where Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos, real estate investing, comes into play, because you've got money in your account that you can be putting in hard assets that generate great annual profits, that appreciate, and that give you tax write-offs. And that's going to happen a lot faster than what you can do in the stock market. Now, or even with bonds, or even with long-term rentals. Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos are one of the best investments in the market. Now, 401k non-recourse loans. A non-recourse loan against a 401k is used when purchasing real estate within the 401k itself, typically through a self-directed solo 401k plan. In this setup, the 401k account, not the individual, purchases the property, not the individual, not the person, but the 401k purchases the property. And a non-recourse loan is used because IRS rules prohibit personal guarantees on 401k owned investments. Now, a non-recourse loan means the lender can only seize the property if there's a default. They cannot go after the investor's personal assets or the rest of the 401k funds. Now, this allows investors to leverage their retirement funds to buy real estate while keeping the investment compliant with IRS rules. However, only the 401k benefits from the investment returns. The annual profits you're making, you can't touch. It's got to go back into the 401k. It can't go into your personal account. And strict rules around prohibited transactions must be followed to avoid penalties. Guys, I just helped a client purchase an oceanfront condo at Dunes Village, a place that is infamous for gross rental income in our market, with a 401k non-recourse loan. It's a very smart move, guys, and you should get started now building that nest egg up. Absolutely. If you do not have enough money to retire on because you're planning on living longer, because your lifestyle demands it, then you need to get in contact with me so that I can get you in contact, and you have a 401k, of course, so that I can get you in contact with a qualified person that can do a 401k non-recourse loan for you. My cell phone's 843-360-1737. Give me a call and let me help you out. Those retirement years could be a whole lot better, and you could be living in a lot more comfort if you had that extra $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in profit coming in passively from an asset like an oceanfront condo. Now, guys, lots of people are concerned about HOAs. HOAs protect the appreciation aspect of your investment. You know, ultimately, the HOA consists of people that own at that particular resort, and they don't want to pay any of those high HOA fees or any more fees than they have to pay. However, they have enough sense to know that if they don't maintain the property and take care of it well, that the property is going to lose value, and the tourists are not going to continue to rent that property any longer. If that happens, the money that you're counting on in appreciation at the end of the investment when you go to sell it is gone. And that's what you don't want. The appreciation is an excellent, excellent builder of wealth. Additionally, it serves as a hedge in case you don't do as well renting your property out. Now, of course, I don't want that for you. I don't expect that for you. If you follow the channel, then you're learning all the things to do. If we've had a few conversations, I'm telling you what to do. So HOAs protect the investment. They protect that appreciation aspect of your property. And when you go to resell it, you're going to be really happy that you had an HOA. Now, investors often are concerned about higher HOA fees. Well, most of the time, the best resorts have the highest HOA fees. They have higher HOA fees. You do not let the HOA fee determine where you invest your money. You let the upside, you let the gross rental income, you follow the money, you follow the cash. It's horrible to allow fear of not having enough and you're not going to be able to make the payment, you're afraid the HOA is too high, to be the determinant as to where you invest. You know, not everybody is successful at investing. A lot of people think that way. Fear is what's driving their decision. Fear is not a smart investment strategy. I wouldn't let it be in the driver's seat if I was you. And you can't. You got to look at the units that are top performing, and you've got to go to those resorts. You got to check out the inventory and the products that are currently on the market, and you've got to invest where you've got upside and potential, where you can make money, because the whole point of this is to make money. You don't invest in a place with a low HOA fee at a low tier resort that doesn't have a really strong brand name. A lot of people don't know about it, and hardly anyone wants to rent there. In my opinion, it's just not a smart strategy. Why would you cap yourself at a place, let's say that has units, they're making $30,000 a year gross income, when you could be at a place that's making $90,000 or $100,000 a year, and you're putting $30,000 a year in profit in your pocket, all because you weren't intimidated by an HOA fee. And by the way, the tourists that rent the condo pay the fees. And if you're doing it well, and you've watched the interview with Matt Freeze, at least one of them, he plainly said that he owns, at the time I interviewed him, he owned 11 oceanfront condos. Guys, he plainly says June, July, and August, he makes enough money on his condos to pay all the bills for the whole year. So what are you worried about? What are you afraid about? Don't let that HOA fee intimidate you and stop you. Invest where you can make money and build wealth. It requires risk to build wealth. That's how it works. Let's talk about doing a cash out refi. Guys, the real estate strategy using a cash out refinance involves pulling equity from your first investment property after it has appreciated in value or you've paid down the mortgage, and using those funds as a down payment for your next property. Now here's how it works. You buy your first property, you improve it or hold it over time, and once it gains enough equity, you refinance it for more than you currently owe. You take the difference in cash, tax deferred, and use it to buy your second property. You repeat the process, improve, refinance, reinvest, and you create a snowball effect of portfolio growth without needing to come up with new capital for each deal. Now this method lets investors scale rapidly, but it requires good credit. Strategic property selection, that's where I come in, and you got to get the property selection right, because if not, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're stifling that snowball effect. If you don't get this one right and it doesn't have solid financials, you might not get approval for the next condo or the cash out refi. Or anyways, the point is you want to make sure you get the right property. Now, strong cash flow is going to be important, and discipline to avoid over leveraging. You do not want to over leverage. So guys, it's very simple and very easy. Lots of people buy oceanfront condos using a cash out refi, either on their primary residence. They'll pull, a few $100,000 out of their home. Of course, their mortgage goes up a little bit, $1,100, $1,200, depending upon how much money they pull out. And they purchase an oceanfront condo, or they do a cash out refi on the oceanfront condo that they bought their first one. It's that simple and that easy. It does create a snowball effect. Once you buy a property, improve it, and it appreciates, and you've paid down that mortgage, of course, you're going to pull that cash out and buy another oceanfront condo. Well, you wait 3 or 4 more years. Now you've got 2 oceanfront condos that you can employ this same strategy with. You do it to both of them. Now you bought 2 more and you have 4 oceanfront condos. Well, yes, you can do it again. 4 more years goes by, you improve properties, you pay out all those profits you're making on the oceanfront condo rentals into the mortgage, and guess what you do? You buy 4 now. Now you got 8 oceanfront condos. So it creates a snowball effect, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, that nest egg, allowing you to really build some substantial wealth over time. It's a very viable strategy. If you're interested in learning more about it, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. And now, it is the moment you have been waiting for, and one of the most exciting parts of the video. Let's break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. And then I'll give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. All right, so let's go over a cash scenario purchase right here at the Bayview Resort in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Guys, we got a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom with a $479 asking price. Just real quick, I will tell you that my clients got it for I want to say it was $459 they got it for, maybe a little bit cheaper. And we did get a phenomenal deal on the repairs. I think we got another $5,000 off on a repair, so we got this at a steal. Anyways, okay, so purchase price was $479. Our average gross rental income between 2022 and 2023 for 2 of the units there was $99,108.53. Those are some of your top performing units that I found. Your Airbnb platform fee was $2,973.26. If you take that $2,973.26 from the $99,108.53 up top, the gross rental income that you brought in, you are left with a subtotal of $96,135.27. Now, your property taxes were $3,993.12. Your excise tax was $727. That is essentially a $145 base fee for your first $2,000 that you make in gross rental income, and then $6 for every $1,000 that you make after that in gross rental income. That's for your Myrtle Beach business license to own and operate a short-term vacation rental business in our market. Now, your local hospitality and accommodations tax was $2,973.26, and then that is 1.5% to the city of Myrtle Beach and 1.5% to Horry County. I've combined them there for 3% total. And then your annualized HOA dues were $20,172, bringing you to a subtotal of $27,865.38. Now, if you take that $27,865.38 and you subtract it from that $96,135.27, yes, you are left with a whopping $68,269,090 worth of profit on this deal. That is a 14% cash on cash return for your money. Guys, come on. Now, I haven't included cleaning costs here. Those do pass through to the guest. The guest pays the cleaning cost. Lots of times, Airbnb owners actually make money. They turn a profit on their cleaning cost. They'll charge the client $250 to clean it. They'll pay the cleaning person $150. They make $100 every time it cleans. You do 30 cleanings, that's $3,000 you put in your pocket cleaning the unit. Now, personal property taxes aren't included on this because they're marginal. You will have to pay those. HO6 insurance is included in the HOA fee. Now, you might want to get a policy that covers lost rental income. You want to make sure that the HOA policy that is included in the HOA fee covers lost gross rental income. If not, get in contact with me and I'll get you set up with an insurance agency that can get you a policy that covers lost gross rental income. If they shut down your floor because they're doing construction, you want to make sure you can collect. Trust me. All right, now, your electricity, internet, and pest control is included in the HOA fee. I do have a working capital commitment of $13,932 here. You know, essentially, you want to keep half of those operating expenses in an account for reserves for a rainy day. It's just a smart rule of thumb. Now, who said you can't make money with oceanfront condos? Guys, this is $68,269.90 in profit. Man, 14% cash on cash return is pretty hard to beat. All right, so let's run through a financing scenario, a purchase here at the Bayview Resort. And yes, you are going to see a 30% cash on cash return. Guys, come on, man. Now, again, $479 purchase price. Your down payment is 25% of that $479 at $119,750. Your average gross rental income was $99,108.53. Your Airbnb platform fee was $2,973.26. Now, the Airbnb fee, subtract the gross rental income, leaves you at $96,135.27. Your principal and interest was $32,376. That does assume a 30-year mortgage at 8.25% interest rate. Your property taxes was $3,993.12. Excise tax was $727. Local hospitality and accommodations tax $2,973.26, and your annualized HOA dues were $20,172. If you subtract that subtotal from those operating expenses of $60,241.38 from the subtotal up top of $96,135.27, guys, you are left with a whopping projected profitability of $35,893.90. Yes, even after financing, borrowing and using somebody else's money to buy this property, you're walking away with $35,000 profit a year based on my numbers. Man, that's nice. That's a 30% cash on cash return. You're only putting into this deal $119,750. You're getting out of this deal $35,000 in profit a year. Now that doesn't even count the write-offs that you get for your interest or your depreciation. I'm just saying, much less the appreciation on the property. Come on, who said oceanfront condos can't make you some wealth? Now, your working capital commitment was $30,120. That is roughly half of those operating expenses stored away for reserves. Guys, oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina make great money and are excellent wealth builders. If you're interested, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. All right, let's talk about depreciation. How much you can write off owning and operating this property. Well, guys, at a $479,000 purchase price with 27.5 years depreciation, the IRS basically says that after 27.5 years, this property will not be worth anything due to economic obsolescence. That's where all of the newer properties are more modern and they're nicer, so it makes an older property of lesser value. And then also they let you write off for wear and tear. So that's what is called a depreciation or cost recovery. Now, basically you take the purchase price, you divide it by that 27.5 years, and you have a taxable income deduction for depreciation of $17,418.18. Not bad. So basically, I'm making $17,000 that I'm not paying taxes on. That's one way to look at it. Now, I'm not a tax professional, nor CPA, nor an attorney. You should definitely consult with them if you want further advice. I will tell you that you can do a cost segregation study, much like Yvonne. She did one this past year. She bought an oceanfront condo, a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. She made $140,000 her first year renting it out. She cleared $30,000 profit. I project next year she'll make about 46 profit because she won't have to remodel the unit. Either way, she got a tax refund of $34,000 after doing a cost segregation study. It is where you accelerate the depreciation that you can write off on the property. It is an advanced tax strategy. If you're interested in a CPA that can accomplish that for you, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. Now you're probably wanting to know, what are the top 5 oceanfront condo resorts in Myrtle Beach or in the market period? Well, in the market period. I found one at Sea Marsh last year. The place only has one pool. It's not like a super nice place, but the guy had the right design elements on the unit. He made $90,000 in gross rental income on his unit. In my estimation, he cleared $24,000 profit. He's just got a well-designed unit, and the place is standard. It doesn't have major amenities, doesn't have crazy draws. It's got an $847 a month HOA, a low HOA, but guess what? He crushed it because of the design element on the unit. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Nothing special, nothing hidden. Sea Marsh, it's up there. Ocean Reef, Yvonne, she's up there. 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Caribbean, 1-bedroom, made $72,000 in gross rental income. Let me see here. Dunes Village, by far, absolutely. The majority of their units consistently outperform the rest of the market. Their ocean view units perform better than probably most oceanfront units elsewhere because they have an indoor water park and you can rent the unit out 12 months out of the year due to that indoor water park. It is a sustainable competitive advantage. Dunes Village continues to be one of the top performers in the market. I found a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom that made $103,000 over there. Definitely killing it. I found a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It's under contract now. Made $124,000. I mean, like, Dunes Village, definitely. Finally, I'd say Oceans One or Resort. I found a unit over there, a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom that made $109,000. Yes, Oceans One over in the south end of the beach. I know a lot of investors are skeptical about it, but guys, people are making money there to the tune of $109,000. We're talking, $29,000 profit. So that's my top 5. If you want to know more, get in contact with me, have a conversation with me, call me, guys. I really enjoy hearing from you guys. It's 843-360-1737. Send me a text message, shoot me an email, jump on a live Zoom call with me, ask me your questions, and let's get you somewhere into this investing game that you really want to be in, building wealth and securing a great future for you and your family. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories.